discussing how we can develop multi-step forms using React, a component-oriented programming while generating front-end development. Though this topic may not sound much more techy, but believe me, it is having its own importance. This is a classic real-world UI challenge. Multi-step forms or wizard forms, where data must persist across steps without being wiped out and only submitted at the very end. This is what the feature of multi-step forms. So today, with Team Axiom, we are going to discuss and explore each and every technical exploration about how we can produce multi-step forms without losing any data, wiping out any data, so that it will provide comfort to the user, as well as we can achieve all the objectives of data collecting from the user. First of all, let us understand this. What is multi-step form means? Instead of one long, overwhelming form, you break data collection into logical steps. Think of it like a wizard or a conversational flow. Let's say, for example, considering you're building a real estate AI application. I'm giving an example to you. So you may want to ask the user about the basic information, its property preferences, lifestyle preferences, right? And the reviews. So instead of generating one form, because if you want to cover everything in one form, it may need 30-35 fields. Instead of that, if we can divide that entire one form stepwise, in first step you may go for the basic information like name, email, phone. In the second step, you may ask for property preferences like what is the budget, what is the how much BHK, or the city preferences and all. And in the third step, you can go with the lifestyle preferences like you want a property with a pet friendly, near metro, or the parking. And in the step 4, you can ask for the reviews and then go for the submit. So instead of designing and developing one form at one go, you divide it into the various steps, and this is exactly called as multi-step form. The user moves forward and backwards freely. Data entered in step 1 must remain intact when they go to step 3 and come back again. Only when they hit submit, the final step, does the entire payload go to your API. Because if you are developing a front end using component modeling approach, or the technologies what we are using nowadays, instead of traditional or conventional HTML, CSS, JavaScript. In last session, we discussed that we should prefer component-oriented, component modeling programming, where we should have a single page applications. There is, instead of loading multiple pages, there has to be a single page application and the components get loaded over there, so that if you are not supposed to in cache various pages in the memory, only the component will be rendered. Rendered is a term we are using for the component, and component is a collection of that HTML, CSS, and JS. Right? So instead of pages, we deal with the components. And in such situations, the tech stacks like React, Angular, Vue.js, which are supportive for component modeling, are used. And the data which you collect will be passed it on, will be called through the APIs, and the data which we transfer, which we pass on the parameters to the API, is called as payload. So in the steps, we collect the user's data and give a call to that final API during submit with all the payloads. It should not be the blank submission, or some of the attributes may not be missing. So then comes the reason, because this is what multi-step form means. Then let us learn about why multi-step forms. What is the purpose? The first one is it reduced cognitive load. User don't get intimidated by 30 fields at once. Just assume you have a form of 30 fields. Just have given you one example. So at a stage, if you are entering the data for the 30 fields at one form, and as you know that you have to take care about the validations as well. Only valid data need to be accepted. So because of the validations, because of the length of the form, it creates the cognitive load. User gets intimidated sometimes, like maybe close down the applications because of these all the lengthy forms. So to avoid that, to reduce that cognitive load, multi-steps forms are recommended. The second, higher completion rates. The progress bars and smaller chunks encourage finishing. The reason I'm explaining in the mid, if you divide the entire process of data filling into the various steps, the first step may be progress bar showing 25% complete. Then the 25% means instead of asking for 100%, if you divide into the 25% into 4, that will be the great idea. So in this manner, the higher completion rates will be achieved. Logical grouping. Data is organized by context. For example, personal info, preferences, reviews, right? Means I divide that entire data form into the steps, and I named it as a personal info, preferences, and reviews like. So it's called a logical grouping. The next one is the conditional logic. Step 3 can change based on step 2 choices. Hope you agree with me. Because in step 3, right, if you are going with the preferences, so step 2 have a choice. If BHK, like if BHK 1, then you can skip the garden question, right? Because In the BHK1, there is no garden facility will be available. Means sometimes on the basis of step 2, the step 3 choices or step 3 forms is going to change. Step 3 will have different options according to the choice selected by the step 2. So that conditional logic, while developing that conditional logic also, multi-step forms are used. Let us understand about the VTS integration. You already know that Axiom's VTS, visitors tracking systems, will accept all the users' data, will collect all the users' data implicitly. We develop a mechanism post injecting this VTS to any e-commerce platform. It will collect the data. Maybe in the first form, it will collect data of a IP address, the location. Maybe in the second form, or the AI bot, maybe collect the data about the name and number. Maybe the third form, whenever user try to download certain brochures, it may ask for some of the blogs he was reading, and he want to subscribe that blog. There he will collect the user data about email ID, right? And in this manner, you may evaluate how much time he was there on that particular site. You may have the data about what pages is he or that particular user visited. So that all the data is implicitly data capturing and not comes to you, not collects cumulatively at one go. So that is what is called as stepwise data collection. And that all the data, you need to save it also somewhere, because the data should not be lost. If a user jump from page 1 to page 4, page 4 to page 10, so the data which you collected from the page 1 should carry to the page 2, carry to the page 10. And once the session is out, once the user terminates the applications, then all the data gets saved into the sales CRM. So everywhere, on the every step, the partial data need to be saved, right? So leads data collected in steps can be partially saved to CRM, but only the final submit triggers the full VTS entry. Hope you got me. So in this manner, multi-step forms or multi-step data collection techniques are very useful, and it serves the purpose. Now we discuss about what is multi-step form. We discuss about why we need multi-step forms. Let us focus on how to implement in React. I'll give you some of the steps, and then I'll make this forum open for Axiom team. They'll be elaborating us the practical demonstration, conceptualization in depth. You can learn a developer's version, what kind of difficulties they will be getting, how they are resolving the issues with the multi-step forms, and what, why, how will be clear from their end. So while implementing this in React, the technical blueprint will be, the key technical challenge is preserving state across components and mounts, because you have to switch from one component to another component. I already explained you what is component means. In case of React, Angular or Vue.js, the component oriented programming, we need to develop the component, not to the web page. So you have to preserve state across component, and obviously whenever you are switching from one component to another, that is called as unmounts. So that state, that data need to be preserved. When the user moves from step 1 to step 2, Step 1's component unmounts. Obviously, like we are switching from step 1 to step 2. So step 1 component has to unmount. Without proper state management, its data is going to lost. Its data is lost because you are now switching from step 1 to step 2. So the component 1 is unmounts and component step 2 is going to mount. So that without proper state management, what is state management means? The data exchange technique. Without proper state management, the data is going to lost. Here are the two best approaches from simple to scalable. We will be discussing about how to implement in React. The approach 1 is called as lifting state up. The best for simple to medium complexity. In such situations, lifting state up, because basically, as I just told you, if your components are, you develop a 4 components, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and you are switching from one component to another. So mount unmount will be occurred, and so the data loss will be there if you not properly manage the state. So in such situation, lifting state up approach need to be used. Keep all form data in a single parent component. Right? Instead of developing multiple components, you develop one. Means that obviously there are multiple components, but that all the components will be the sub components of one parent component. Keep all form data in a single parent component. Pass it on and update functions to each state. This is one approach. Develop one single parent component, and every rest component will be the child one, and then pass it down to update. Pass it down and update functions to each step. This is approach number 1. For the approach number 2, React context plus use reducer, best for complex or large application. For larger apps with many steps, nested components or multi-step forms, context API prevents prop drilling. Right? There are in the state management, we will be discussing about this prop, the data which holds the property. So in such way, by using the ways which I discussed, we can able to develop a multi-step forms. We need to preserve data even on page refresh, because there may be chances that accidentally the application may be get closed by the user, or the page may get refreshed. Accidentally, I'm talking about. To survive the browser's refresh or accidental close, we have to add local storage persistence in it. So these all approaches we need to follow for developing a multi-stage or multi-step forms. Hope you understand the concept well. Why we'll be needing multi-step forms? What is multi-step form? And I discussed some of the approaches we need to follow to develop it, so that data should remain intact. Data should be preserved. It should not be lost by accidental or by the mounting to the various steps or the various components. I'll be hand over this session now to the team Axiom. They'll be guiding us in depth about this particular topic, so that whatever it's a developer's point of view, they'll be able to explain you what challenges and we will get in the developing multi-step forms and how they overcome it. Thank you. Over to team Axiom.
Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to present an important concept in modern web application development, multi-step form in React. Whether it is registration form, onboarding process, checkout flow, or lead capture form. User expect a smooth experience while entering information. However, one of the biggest challenges developers face is ensuring that user data remains intact as user navigate between different steps. In this session, we will explore what multi-step forms are, why they are important, how they work, and in React, and the best practice for preserving data across pages without losing a single byte. Let's begin by understanding what a multi-step form is. A multi-step form divides a large form into smaller, manageable sections that users complete one step at a time. Instead of displaying dozens of fields on a single page, information is collected gradually, making the process simpler and less overwhelming. For example, a registration process may first collect personal information, then contact details, followed by address information, and finally a review and submission page. This approach improves usability and keeps user focused throughout the process. Now the question is, why should we use multi-step forms? When users are presented with lengthy forms, they often feel overwhelmed and may abandon the process before completion. Multi-step forms solve this problem by breaking the form into smaller sections, creating a cleaner and more organized experience. They improve completion rates, reduce errors, allow validation at each step, and provide a much better experience on mobile devices. Most importantly, they help user progress through the form with confidence. Now, let's understand how a multi-step form works in React. The process starts when a user fills out the first step of the form. The entered data is stored in React state rather than inside a single page component. As the user navigates to the next step, the previously entered information remains available because it is stored centrally. Additional information is collected at each stage until the final step, where all the data is validated and submitted together. This ensures a seamless experience without losing information between pages. To preserve data across multiple steps, effective state management is essential. For smaller forms, React's use state hook provides a simple and straightforward solution. For medium-sized application, Context API allows form data to be shared across multiple components without prop drilling. The goal is to maintain a centralized source of truth so that every step can access and update the same form data. State management helps while user navigate through the form. But what happens if they refresh the page? This is where data becomes important. Technologies such as local storage, session storage, keys, backend database, and API-based draft saving can preserve user progress even after a single refresh. These techniques prevent accidental data loss, allow user to continue later, and significantly improve the overall user experience. Another critical aspect of multi-step form is validation. Instead of validating the entire form at the end, each step is validated individually before the user moves forward. This may include required field, email validation, mobile number verification, password strength checks, and custom business rule. Step by step validation improves data quality, reduces submission errors, and provide immediate feedback to users. Let's look at the key feature and benefit of a multi-step form solution. Important features include step-by-step navigation, previous and next controls, progress tracking validation, centralized state management, data persistence, responsive design, and a final review screen. These features result in a better user experience, higher completion rate, reduced abandon, easier data collection, improved form accuracy, and mobile-friendly workflow. Multi-step forms are widely used across industries. Registration systems use them for user sign-up, employee onboarding, and student admission. E-commerce platforms use them during checkout to collect shipping and payment details. Business application rely on them for loan application, insurance form, and CRM lead capture process. Any workflow that requires collecting large amount of information can be benefit from this approach. Let's discuss the advantages for different stakeholders. For users, multi-step forms are easier to complete, less intimidating, and provide a better mobile experience. For businesses, they increase conversion rate, improve data quality, reduce drop-offs, and enhance customer satisfaction. For developers, they offer modular architecture, easier maintenance, better validation control, and reusable component. Now, let's look at the business impact. Organizations implementing multi-step form often experience increased form completion rate, improved lead generation, better user retention, reduced data loss, and more accurate information collection. For example, a registration form containing 20 fields can be divided into 4 simple steps. Users are more likely to complete the process, resulting in higher conversion and fewer abandoned forms. To build effective multi-step form, it is important to follow best practices. Keep each step focused, provide clear progress indicator, save data automatically, allow backward navigation, validate before moving forward, display meaningful error message, optimized for mobile devices, and include a final review page before submission. This practice help create a smoother and more reliable user experience. In conclusion, multi-step forms are a powerful way to improve user experience and increase form completion rate. React provides excellent tool for managing form state, while data persistence technique ensure that user information is never lost. When combined with proper validation and thoughtful design, multi-step forms create a seamless experience for both users and businesses. As the saying goes, a great form doesn't just collect data, it guides users smoothly from start to finish. Thank you for your time and attention. I hope this session provided a clear understanding of how multi-step forms work in React, how data can be preserved across pages, and how businesses can improve user experience through better form design. That's all about multi-step forms, state management, data persistence, validation strategies, and best practice for building reliable form workflow. Now, I would like to hand over to my teammate who will provide a practical demonstration and show how a multi-step form can be implemented in React while preserving user data seamlessly across every step. Over to you.
Thank you. Now we'll discuss about the multi-step registration in live. It's a demonstration, the task demonstration. Let me show my screen. Look, so hope my screen is visible to you all. Now we have built a multi-step registration form that solves one real problem, which is data loss, fill a form, refresh page, everything gone. But not here. Let me show you your feature that makes this different. So we have this type of interface here. We have the multiple steps over here for the entering the details of here for the personal address, professional, and we have the review section. So we'll just check with the all the types, and we have built with this with don't lose the data for this purpose only. So we have the first step, which is the validation, first feature, and it is very necessary. The real-time validation tries skipping ahead without validation. So it's saying that if I skip this detail, it won't work. I have filled the some real data over here. I'll just refresh it and go back to the first. Now, this was the first page. We can say not the page. These all are in a single page application, which is React. My team member already explained. the components and the single page application about the React. This was the component, and the component name was, we can say that, the personal step one component, where we have to enter the personal information details. Let's start with the basics. Who are you? It's asking to me, who are you? So I have to enter all the details. If I enter some data and I skip the email ID or phone number and just click on the continue. So it validates all the fields there only. It will ask you email is required, phone number is required, date of birth is required. So everything is the real time validation is working over there, and it blocks you to type broken emails also. If I enter just at the rate and just click on the continue, it will ask me the enter valid email. So we have the particular advanced validation for these fields over here. Now, without losing time, we'll enter the details here and we'll continue the field the details. Right. So all the validation is gone. It hides and it give access to the, click on the continue button. We'll step forward to the next step for the address details. And look, the progress bar is also moving towards steps. One is completed with the right icon, and now we are in the second step, which is address. Here we have to enter the address details. Where should we reach you? So we'll have to enter some details, like we have already some entered data. We can use this. Also, we can enter manually over here. It's valid. Anything you want to add there. This was the city, state, the country, and zip code. Zip code is must be 5 to 6 digit. And here we have to click on the continue. So at every filling the details of the steps, we are progressing with the personal, then we completed with the personal and address. Now we are at the professional step. There we have to enter the professional details, and that was the step 3. Now he's asking about, tell us a bit about your work and interest. Now we'll enter here. This was like marketing head at XYZ company, and he have some 5 to 8 years of experience, and he have the skills of React, marketing, leadership, sales, product, anything. If user want to enter these details, and preferred contact method is like email, phone, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. So I'll choose with this email only, because there's a way to, for professional way for the dealing the all the details, and we are filling the professional details, so we use the email method only here. And we have the continue button. We can click on the continue. Now we are having the review and confirm page, where we have to review all the details which I filled here, and it will give me the reminder also if I miss some details or I enter the wrong details over here. Like you can see here, I have entered the full name here, but I missed the email ID. So I want to update this email ID. So here, go back to fix anything or submit when ready. So we can go back on this exact field where we have to correct the details. I'll just go here and I will correct this. And again, I will just click on the continue. So look, the data which I already entered, that was not vanished. This is still remained there, and this is the part which we necessary in the multi-step form, because every steps is entering the details and we are jumping to the next step. So that time there's a chances to lose the data. So that things we cover here, and that was the major part for the multi-step form filling. Now we can go continue till the review section. We update the detail and it's correct now. for the same fields also, and we just click on the submit. So we have the all done interface with your information has been submitted successfully. We will reach you by email as this was the administration message from this platform, and it is showing me the submitted data which I filled here. The name, email, phone, city, country, role, company, skills, whatever data I filled here, that was the summary of this data here. Now, I have entered the data. I use the multi-step data. We check with the validations, but how the data is stored or not in these sections, or uh, we have to check and validate the things also. If what happen when the data loses when internet not working, or if we reload the page, sometimes it happens for the government forms also. If we're filling the data and network is gone, so every data which we filled it goes and losses. So that all the points and queries and problems we resolved here. This was a small demo which we are explaining about the multi-step and the basic validations. We'll check with the dashboard, and here we have the all the data which is available and filled. Just look on the form flow, and this was the dashboard. We'll go with the first card. Like here's the five total submissions is showing here with the zero update entries. We haven't updated any data here. Look, then we have one country which is every details is stored from the India only. We have the JavaScript top skill which is entered here. I'm having the search bar here. I can click any keyword here, name, country, email ID. So that data will be pop up here. So this was the real-time search. Such filter is available here. We have the filters like newest first, oldest, sorting for the naming. For we have the type of sorting like newest first, oldest first. We can sort by name A to Z, or we have the last one is recently updated. So every details we can sort or search by using these two features. We are having the five results over here, and this cards is showing the name of the user field data and the email identity. If I click on this accordion, so we'll have some model is open here. We have submitted time, entry ID which is created here, the phone number, the date of birth, the address, state, and everything which I filled here, the skills. But look, here we have one button also in the small side, edit entry or delete entry. Just click on the entry. If I miss something again, so in the dashboard section also we can cross check and we can update the data. Just I can click any GG. I'll just enter the random details here for the cross check only. I'll, I will change the occupation market not. It's postal post publisher, and XYZ is look. So everything I have already available here, but I added something new changes in this field. So I'll click on the save changes. So look, every details I have updated here is updated here, and it's showing the last updated at with the time also. Date and time is showing means it's a real time data and showing the updated at 0 second ago. Means we have working with the live timestamp in this section, and this is for the everything. And if I want to delete the entry, I just click on the delete and it gone. So this was the a small task, but this was the first demonstration purpose and explaining purpose, which is showing a multi-step form with the validation, with the basic validation over here, and where the data is not losing and it is storing here with edit, update, preview, and the dashboard like that. But look, we have something enhanced version over here, which is like which is covering all the problem which we really face in this in the general or digital virtual IT sector. So this everything works here. So we have the multi-step form with the team Axiom, which we implemented something new here. We have a proper dashboard with the team Axiom core workspace. We have registered wizard. We have submission dashboard, and now we have an enhanced version of our last demo, which is this was the some simple traditional way we can say that, but we have the enhanced version uh, which show the multi-step form workflow. In this version, we have taken a same concept which we explained previously, but further and made it much more practical, realistic, and admin friendly. Here, the focus is not just on filling the form in this section, it's on saving progress automatically, recovering after refresh. Means the major part of losing data is what the I already told to you. Refreshing the page. If I refresh the page, I will go back in this form and just show you the details. If I enter the random data fastly, uh, right? So till the data is completed, I'll just back to here. And if the browser reloads, so here in the case, what happened? We lost the data. Probably this was the multi-step form using React, but we lost the data because we haven't implemented these features which we required for the particular enhanced version. So these all the problems we covered in this section with the team Axiom. Now here we are saving the progress automatically. Just you can see how the local autosave secured is working with the green light every second it is popping up. We have recovery after refresh. If I click on the any data, look, the data is filled here, and I click to back or I'll go to the field on the new data. I'll enter some data here and save and continue, and I will go back to the first personal info and just I will try to reload the page. We'll check it's what's happening here. Look, we solved the problem which the data losing on reloading. This was the reloading, but I will click on the F5, which is hard refresh. I will just click on the F5 and we'll try and we'll see it won't work. Means the major problem we have solved here. So recovery after refresh, editing data, inline during review, and the managing submissions from full admin dashboard. So in this demo, we will show both sides, the user registration experience in this section, like here the registration wizard and the administrative control center behind this. So now we'll just start user section only. I'll explain each and every feature we added here. And uh, you are having one question right here. If after reloading, after hard refresh, the data is not removing or clearing, so can we have to remove each and every data by clicking on the remove or backspace every time? For that also we have the solution, the reset form. Just click on the reset form. Every data which is filled or catches is stored there, that will be reset here, and we can fill the details again over here. Now, stay on the main wizard screen. Now I'll explain each and every steps to you with the problem solving. So the problem is simple. Long form after break the user experiences. A page refresh, tab close, the validation issue can make users lose everything, which we already see here. So we build this as an offline first zero loss multi-step registration system with the team Axiom. Now let me show you how it works. We have the first step, which is personal info. Now I will enter here, then the full legal name and the email address. Same validation is over applied here. If I enter the half the email here and you just click on the save, so it won't work. It will ask you please enter valid email address. It asks you the phone number is required, date of birth is required, everything it is properly validated here. So I will enter the proper detail right now here. I'll just enter mobile number and look. So first data of personal information I have updated here. Just you see that. But look, there's a something is happening here. When I enter the details or I have entered the event any perform here. Right now there are the draft saved at 12:46:08 p.m. At every minute, every hour, every second is updating. If I just click on this uh, form, right, and again update with the any kind of, so every time by correct time it is updating means which we already discussed. The automatically saving autosave is working here. The local autosave secure is working at a real event. So it helps you to store your data in the real time. So it anything happens with your form or browser with the internet, or if you refresh the page, the data will be not lost. And this section we mention here also zero loss assurance. We'll just read this. We have integrated and centralized state manager with the reactive local database synchronization. Any details you type is preserved instantly on this machine. Right? First point, with the page nav safety, go backwards and forward securely without retyping a single character. We can go front or back, which we uh, which we have added the feature here. Here the crash proof. Refresh the page or lose your connection. Pick up right where you left off. Whatever happens with your page or data filling for the multi-step, you don't worry about the data losing. Everything will be stored where you left over. Now we have the live inline review. Edit or validate any piece of information directly inside the summary preview bag. This will be uh, further steps will explain. Now, right, we'll focus on the first step, which is the personal information. I have entered the details here and I will just click on the save continue. Till we miss something. We have one card, which is the live state diagnostics. What it says. This workspace is configured with React 19 Byte and the Tailwind version 4. The system is fully reactive with the offline persistent capabilities. Now, it hardly matters it is working on the virtual server or the local server. The tool is developed for the every server, every platform with the latest versions of React, Byte React, and the Tailwind CSS for the UI configuration. And this system is fully reactive with the offline processing also. It hardly matters it is work on the internet or the live only. It can work on the local system also, as we have implemented the state engine, which is use reducer and the context, which helps to store the data by using the React features and the syntaxes in the multi-step form. Also, we have used the cache driver, which is a local storage. We are using the local storage of a system to store the data to prevent the data loss. So this was the feature we use here. Now we'll save and continue. So we switch to the second step, which is address information. Now we have to enter the details right here. I'll just enter some data here. Mm, 60 amphitheater with the mountain view, and then state is Canada. Say state is C, and the countries United States. Then we have country, same United States, right? And then we have to enter the zip code or pin code for the particular location. So we have 94043, and it is real time saving. So I'll just click on the save and continue, and I will get back to the step two. I can click on the steps which is filled with the correct sign. So I will click on these steps. I can go back to any step which is I already filled. I can go back to the current page also, but also we have applied the validation for the next step also. If we haven't filled the current step, so it won't give access to jump on the next steps. So it will just validate every time with the steps. It will ask and check all the details is available or not, or enter or not. So then only we can jump on the next. Till now, we can jump on the current step, which is we are at the professional information, or we can jump back to the address info or personal information. Right. So all the data is as it is, which we filled here without losing the data. Now we'll jump to the professional info. I'll try again to refresh the page. We'll check if data is losing or not. Then, okay, so we have refreshed, had refreshed the page, and we are at the professional info. We'll get back to the address info and we'll check. Look, everything I have entered in this address information is still as it is. So the worry of data losing is covered, and we have solved the problem, the data losing in the multi-step, specifically in the multi-step form by using React. We resolve this problem. Now we'll jump to the next. We enter the details. The user comes back to the same step with the same values, right? We see here, and that's because the wizard continuously saves progress locally in the background. As you can see, we have to each and every step is secured with the auto save and the draft save, so it won't lose your data. Now I'm having the professional information. I'll enter um, senior backend developer with the Zoom for it's look, and we have something the four of express with the some data which is key skill is like he has anything you can leadership or yeah, but I'll just enter the month here. Now we have a preferred mode of contact, which is we have email, phone, and SMS. As previously in the demo, we already discussed about for the professional information we use the email, which is uh, more professionalized for this way. So we'll choose with the email, and now we'll just jump to the save and continue. Now we are at the step 4 where we have all the review details, right? Now what it's saying verify your data details. You can make interactive inline edits directly on this page before submitting. Now this was the major features we need if we miss anything which we have to enter, but it's incorrect. Like I have incorrected email, Peter at the rate Gmail. We missed with the Gmail spelling. So now this was the major part. What happens if I have entered incorrect details, and for every time I have to just go back to the steps and correct the data, and again I will click on the save, continue, and I have to go back to the review page. Or I can now I have the field data, so I can jump directly to the step 4. But it takes time. It's a very lengthy process. So for so for that solution, we have implemented the edit inline feature, which is the interactive inline edits. Here only you have to click on the edit inline, and you will have open a field with the editable way. Just click on the edit inline edit and enter your detail perfectly. You can change your number, right? And just click on the save. So it is updated here with the corrected value which you edited. You can edit any section of any steps which you miss, you mm, 4, 5, anything here only in the review section only. So this was the major working edit inline feature we added here, and this is right here only. Now it user sees mistake here, so they have to go back to multiple steps already we discussed about. Now I can have the review all the details here, so the user never had to break their flow, just fix one small details, right? Now I'll just click on the submit registration and look what we have. Once everything looks correct, I have submitted the registration page, and now the system combines all the validated form data into a structured submission payload, which is a payload submission .json file. And here we have this registration submitted messages popping up with the thank you for the completing your onboarding form. Your information has been securely saved in the dashboard cache and local file system registry. With this JSON format also, I can copy this data and I can use anywhere else for the success key. And I can see the details whatever I have entered in this multi-step form, that all the data is stored in the JSON format. On the success page, uh, we are having the JSON page. With the one click, I can copy the payload also as I am showing you. Now let's move to the admin side. But what is uh, what is the dashboard? Where is the dashboard where we can see the all the data? So in the bottom side, we have two buttons added here: view in dashboard or fill another form. I can click on the fill another form. So I'll jump to the first step and I have to enter the another data row, datas and the user details here. Or otherwise, I'll just go back to the view dashboard. I will check all the data which I entered till now in this tool. Also, we have the submission dashboard in this section also. I will just go back from view and dashboards. Now you can see that this is the administrative submission dashboard where it controls for all the submitted registrations like Peter Parker, John Doe, Sahil Rangari, every details I have filled which is available here. Now admin can search, inspect, edit, delete and export records from here. There's a search bar. I'll just click on the Sahil. So it will filter out the name of the Sahil and it will show right here with the registration ID. I will just remove. It's a real-time event. I'll just click on the Tony, which is not available here. But I'll just click to Peter. I want to know that Peter is available or not in this data. So I have to enter just name in the search bar and it will search it out and filter it out for me. And this dashboard make more interesting. So it will inject additional sample registrations for also. Now this is regarding the search bar, and we have the filters sorting also here. I have added the multiple data over here, but the tool of dashboard is um, categories and the filter out. I have the two type of details which is from the another country, which is a one detail is from India and another is from the United States. So the filter is showing United States and India. I haven't added this manually. It is automatically calculate all the data. It analyzes the data, and it is created directly here. And I just click on the United States, so it will show me the United States data. If I click on the India, so it will show me the data from the India country, or otherwise we have the all countries section, which is the common data over here. Now, now we'll just go to the point, which is we have total registrations count with the value is 3. Now we have the average experience 3.3 years, which whatever the data of users is filled here, it takes the average of their experiences and showing in this section. Now we have the other summaries cards. In this section, we have the contact preferences. Look, E is for the email, P is for phone, and the S for the SMS. For the three records, I have added two references in the email and one is from the SMS. And also in the dashboard, uh, you can see that there is an admin control center is available with the submission database. Inspect, analyze, edit, and export completed multi-step registration logs in real time. So user can export the repeat, not user, the admin can export the database and he can download the JSON file with the all the data which is available till in the his dashboard. Now I have discussed about the search, about the actions and filters, and we have inspected all also the details. Now we'll check. We have the cards, but how can I check with the all the details which I enter here in the dashboard section, not the user section for the dashboard. So I'm having the some small button which is showing the inspect. Just click on the inspect. It will open a registration details profile where it gives me the complete profile view in clean admin friendly layout with the both the type of data, which is a structured data with this labels and the values like full name is Peter Parker, email address, year, street address, city, occupation role, year of experiences, key skills, everything. And again, I'm having a different type of data which is in JSON format with the section wise. It is showing me the ID which is generated for the user data, user details. With the form data, we have personal info with the properties and values. Then we have the section step two is address info. Then we have the profession info with the timestamp at which time the data is added and stored. So this was the profile data. Now again, admin can also update the submission record directly from the dashboard also. For that feature, we have added the edit button. Admin have to just click on the edit and again we'll have the model small good UI is visible with the edit registered profile model where I can change the Peter Parker's name. I will just enter Tony Stark. I will change with the email. If admin want to edit this detail, so he can. I'll change the occupation and role. Is the tech lead. Same company, the address and the zip code will be same. Just I change the full name and the email address of this registered profile. And I will click on the save changes. So you can see that the Peter Parker is updated with the Tony Stark, and here you can see that the time is updated with this 1 p.m. 04 minute and 38 p.m. second, which is a current time which is updated here. So it is updated at that time. So this was the feature we give the admin section. Now another section, we have the delayed record also. This all the records which is available in the admin dashboard. Now, if I want to delete the John Doe's details, I'll just click on the delete. It will ask me, are you sure you want to delete this submission? So I'll just click on the OK. The record will be deleted permanently from this dashboard. And then then we have the this was the enhanced version, and the our multi-step form goes beyond just collecting user inputs, and it protects progress with the autosave. As we already discussed, autosave feature is working at every second. We can go back to the registration chart. Now you can see that all the details which I filled here is available till now is also available here, right? So for the filling again new data, you have to just click on the reset form, or also at the end we have a button is available which is just click on the submit registration. I will submit it. Where the fill another form is available. If the user want to click on this button, so that form multi-step form will be automatically reset and it will give you a fresh input to enter the details. Both the feature we have right here. Technically, this is a build using React White Tailwind framework motion we have added here. We use the React context for the data storing. We use the reducer based state management, and major part we use the cache driver, which is the local storage. It helps to persistence and save the data in this using tools. That completes the team Axiom multi-step registration and administration center demo. Now, this was the entire demonstration on this UI for the multi-step form and the multi-step form with the enhanced version developed by Team Axiom. And I will just go back to the code section. Uh, I'll just give you the small brief of code what we use here. This was the folder structure. Hope my screen is visible and you can properly see the all the files. I'll just maximize the text size and see. This was the folder structure we use here. It is entirely a white React with the MSF app with the source folder. Everything we have kept in the source folder. In the source folder, we have created the components for the progress bar, the UI.js, and this kind of code we have added here. We use the hooks, use form state, the store for storing the data. As you can see that is the storage key, MFI submissions, all the data we are storing and using by using this use form store.js hooks we use here. Now we have the dashboard and the steps. So everything we have created in the pages section, and these are the components. Dashboard component we have designed here by using the white React. Everything is kept in the dashboard.js. Then for the step one personal.js, we have the first step by step one personal in the name. Then we have the second step with the address. We mentioned the name also for the nomenclature is more important in the coding structure for the structure coding for the any kind of tool or application. Now we have the second and third step, which is professional, which is here. You can see the skill contact option and experience option. Everything we kept coded here, which is still in the JSX format, the React white React. And then we have the step four, which is the review section, the last step of this form. So this all the four steps we have created differently with the different component. We have created the dashboard in the different section, and in the at the last we have the success page.jsx, which is the component which is showing a successful message after the completion and submission of our folder. Now in the style folder, we have used the global.css. The entire CSS we kept in the global.css. Probably we use the less CSS over here because we use the React and Tailwind CSS. directly in the component only. So we use the less CSS, so which is globally applied on this all the components, all the pages. Then we have the utils where the validation we have kept all the hard coded and the advanced validation we have applied here. For the every step, you can see the conditions. We have created the function with the validate step. We pass the argument with the step and data. Then every condition have the step and if the condition satisfied, that field will be show the validations. So every validation is kept with the particular condition for a particular field. So all the JS validation is kept in the validation.js file. And now we'll jump to the app.jsx, which is the main file of our application tool, React application tool. Here is the main section. You can see the central center of our application where the all the components kept. We imported everything which we developed in the component section. In the component, we have progress, UI, hooks, pages, everything we have imported in the app.jsx. And here only we created the routes for the rendering all the components, whatever we are rendering from one step to second, go back or jumping. So every steps and every UI of this application is kept in this section of app.jsx. This is the main file, and with the current step condition also. If we jump to the current step, so it will count the validations also for the every step. We have created current step, and it is the condition based, which is less than 5, and that operator we use for the validation of condition. Everything is depend on the condition. If condition satisfied, if the condition will satisfy, it will submit or it will jump to the continue for the next step. So this is all we have created here. So and the app component we render to the main.jsx, which is the main file of React application. We have imported every component in the app.json, which is the output of a application, and app if you have called to the main.json, which is rendering to the root directly. Is the root is the ID of index page. As we know the basics of React, it is the single page application. So how we can say that it is the single page application? So this was the step and this was the thing. The root is the idea of a single page application. So in the entire React application, we have one single index.html, which is the single page. And here only we are using all the data, and all the data we are showing by using this root ID and this index page. So this was the coding structure for the first task, and again we have the second also with the same different thing, but in the in-house version. So in the today's section, we just discuss about multi-step with the traditional way, the basics UI, and the enhanced version of by using developed by the team Axiom. So for referring this code, we'll share the GitHub link to you, and you can access this data UI from the GitHub account. Now, this is from my side. Now, I will hand over this session to Mr. Director, sir. Over to you, sir.
Hey, thanks Team Axiom, and I hope everyone who is attending this live stream might enjoyed and got the glimpses how to develop multi-step forms and what, why, how using React. Uh, to and like special thanks to Urvashi and Sahil from Team Axiom. They did a fabulous and wonderful job to have our presentations and the technical elaborations with the issues regarding the multi-step form development. At the same time, everyone who contributed to make this event happening, thanks to them also. To have such more technical elaborations and topics for the live stream. Do join us. Share these topics with your friends. Comment us so that together we can upskill ourselves to serve industry better and explore our career at the level. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day ahead.
In Axiom Tech Guru, we transform ideas into scalable digital solutions with AI, innovation, and technology that drives real business growth.